but I don't know if it's right. How do I determine if that application really is the best application? Well, as you'll see if you look at Commercialization 101 and you look at some of the canned templates we have for you, the trick is to understand, guess what? Yep, what end users want. So how do we figure that out? We pick up the phone and we talk to them, or we go and visit them. When I go to talk to end users, and I can talk to experts about what they think end users will want, I can do that too. When I go to talk to these people, I want to ask each one basically the same set of questions. Now, I need a free-flowing discussion in order to pick their brains. And in order to have a free-flowing discussion, I don't want to read off a piece of paper where I am reading the questions, and every now and then I will look up at them and it will be like I am doing it this way. Not a good way to have a discussion. What I have to do is I have to think about what information I want to collect and then just work it into my discussion with them so that the discussion flows. And if they're really excited and going off on a tangent, I can follow that tangent if it's providing useful information for me, even though it's not necessarily on my list of questions. This style of interviewing, where the questionnaire is for you, the person who's talking to somebody, rather than for the respondent, is called semi-structured interviewing in social sciences. But notice, because we collect the same data from each person, we can look at how that, we can use descriptive statistics even if we want to examine what we've learned from talking to people. The other thing about talking to end users and experts is you have to be able to offer them something. You don't want to just go to somebody and say, hey, let me pick your brains, because it's like, well, why should I spend time with you? You want to engage in a dialogue, so you have to think about what you can tell them that may be of interest to them. One thing that's going to be of interest to them is what you're doing, because that expert, or that if they're an expert, they're trying to keep track of what's going on in the field, and if they're an end user, they're looking for new things that they might be able to use. So talking about what you have will probably be of interest to them. You can also say, oh, I read this, you know, and this said this, what do you think of that? Or I talked to this person and they said X, Y, and Z, what do you think of that? So trade information back and forth. That's the best tip I can give you on talking to experts and end users. Make it an exchange of information. That way everybody wins. They're more likely to talk to you, and if you have to follow up, they'll be happier to talk to you a second time.